I was a parliamentary journalist and criticizing the conservative in Iranian parliament. But when I published the corruption in parliament and exposed the pay slips, then they got really angry and they expelled me from Iranian parliament. That was not the reason that I left Iran. I was not allowed to study in my own country because of my political background. When I was young, when I was only 19, I was involved in a student activities, and then I got arrested with my ex-husband and my brother and my sister-in-law. In that time I was not allowed to study. They just banned me from studying at university. So when I got expelled from Iranian parliament, I just found out it's weird. I can't go to Iranian parliament and be a journalist. I can't go to university and study. What can I do more in my own country? Then I just decided to come to the UK just because of studying here. I'm here just because I don't have any opportunity to report about human rights in Iran. I'm here just because the Iranian government do not like having journalists like me to report about human rights, to report about these women inside Iran who are against the compulsory hijab. I'm here just because the Iranian government don't want us to be in our own country. Otherwise, if they give me the opportunity to be the voice of these Iranian women and those people who lost their beloved one in demonstrations or who got executed or who are in prison, I won't stay here for a single day. I mean, I have to be honest, that was not a plan at all, because I was a political journalist and my focus was on human rights and politics. But I just wanted to change the atmosphere of my fan page, which I had got more than 200,000 followers. And I published a picture of myself running in a street in London, full of blossoms and feeling the wind through my hair. And just asking my audiences, just letting them know that every time when I run in London and feeling the wind through my hair, it just reminds me of my time in Iran and feeling that my hair was like a hostage in the hand of Iranian government. Then I started to soon after, I published another picture of myself driving down a road in Iran without a scarf and saying that, look, as an Iranian woman, I knew how to bypass the authorities, and I'm sure that you do have this kind of selfie which you create your own moment of freedom. I just asked them whether they do have or not. Then I bombarded with pictures from them. If you go to Iran, you see, I'm reporting about these women who exist in Iran. I didn't ask them to take off their scarves and come to the street. These are women who are living inside Iran and they do not like hijab, and they use every single minute to be themselves. Every time when you criticize the government, they label you and they will try to discredit you. But the thing which I never expected they're gonna use against me was reporting on Iranian state TV saying that Masih has been raped by 3 men in a subway tube station. For what? Because she started to undress herself in front of her son. This is ridiculous and disgusting, and it's really weird because you can't even believe that how your own government or your own people get really excited when they hear that you got raped. If it was true, why you didn't get angry? Why you didn't ask the British government, blame them when they can rape you on their own imagination? They can do that when you're close to them. They can do that when they arrest you. So for that, I don't think that these campaigns are against me. They are against women. They are against freedom of speech. They're against freedom of expression. They just want to scare these women and stop them from sending pictures and being themselves and protesting against hijab. Being president, in this case, there is no difference between Khatami, Ahmadinejad or Rouhani. They can't do anything with compulsory hijab. They can't do anything. They cannot criticize the supreme leader. They cannot say that we want to divide religious from politics. for me it's important that giving the platform to those women who are, living inside Iran, but they do not have any voice in official media. If you go to my page, you will see women sending pictures from different town, from small city or village. So these are Iranians, and Iran should be for all Iranians. And my responsibility is not, giving the statistics about how many women who believe in hijab or how many do not. Mm-hmm. My responsibility is just to cover about the reality. And the reality is this: these women who sending their pictures on Facebook do not have any permission to come to the street and say what they want. These women get attacked by morality police every summer. These women are not allowed to go to their job if their hair is not fully covered. These women are not. These women has to start wearing a scarf when they are only 7. And I think this is a big thing that we have to think about it, rather than whether they are minority or majority. To me, these young people who were against Ahmadinejad, they voted for Rouhani because they wanted to, deal with Western country. They do not want to be isolated. They're supporting to bring huge change and having negotiation with Western countries. They don't want to fight with the rest of the world like Ahmadinejad wanted. For them, yes, having a deal with Western, in nuclear issue is important, but having their basic rights is important as well. If you go to any public when Rouhani is there and giving a speech, they're not chanting and saying anything about nuclear activity. They're chanting and shouting, saying that political prisoners should be free, or they're chanting that President Mousavi and Karoubi, 2 presidential challengers from 2009, they should be released from house arrest. So there are 2 completely different wariness in Iranian society. One organized, gathering, conference or demonstrations from, who has the permission to come to the street and saying, President Rouhani, we are worried about, this nuclear deal. But the other and the real wariness is Iranian people. They're still suffering from sanctions as well. They want to, have negotiation and deal with Western country, but they want their basic rights as well. It's a huge contradiction that Iranians are banned from using social media, but you see the President Rouhani's presence and Mr. Zarif, the foreign minister's presence on social media, Twitter and Facebook. How you analyze this? When you go to the foreign minister and ask him this question, you never get an answer, because it's like, yeah, we know that it's illegal, but we use that. To me, I'm happy that I see our politicians on social media, but it makes me really sad that they cannot defend these young people who be themselves on social media as well. Yes, if Foreign Minister Zarif send a message on YouTube to Western government, these are young people who voted for Rouhani. They want to send their own messages as well. So social media now became a mirror to Iranian people. You can't just see Iranian people on Iranian state TV. Iranian people break the image of, fake Iran they always try to show to the Western government or to the rest of the world, that Iran is just women who wear hijab. No, Iran is for all, Iranians. I want to bring this issue in public discourse, and I want the politicians to care about these women who send the pictures. They don't send the pictures just to have fun. They want to be heard by the policymakers around the world as well. So when you go to Iran, when you visit the politicians, you have to talk about these women. You can't just ignore them and think about your business or just about nuclear activities. When we saw Bonino coming to Iran, uh, without the scarf in the airport, maybe it's not important for, you know, Western people, but it has got a message for Iranian young people to just have a voice and, you know, see a politician supporting them and saying that I do not like to wear hijab in force. I know this is a law in Iran, but this is the law, you know, which Iranian women do not like it. This is the law that forcing women to wear a scarf and be someone who they do not, you know, want to be. And when we see Catherine Ashton wearing a scarf and even sometimes more, you know, covered than the Muslim people, it just makes us, why you don't care about, you know, the issue of hijab? Why you don't talk with the issue of hijab with the politicians? Because for Iranian women this is important as well.